Mark Byington and this Vanderbilt team have to start faster. They have to start better. They have to start sharper if they're going to ensure success in the future and in the near future against Auburn.
You are Locked On Vandy, your daily podcast on the Vanderbilt Commodores, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Locked On Vandy podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, the number one sports podcast network in the world. I am your host, Corey Burton, and in this episode, we're going to talk basketball. We're going to talk hoops. That game against Oklahoma was probably the most lopsided one-point loss that I've seen. Oklahoma looked like a junior high team in the last 4 minutes of the game. Had you just played 8 good minutes, you probably win that game. So that's going to be kind of what we talk about. How does this team avoid that kind of start against Auburn, who is way better than Oklahoma? Auburn has dudes everywhere on the court. Like there's not a person on that team that you can say, okay, let's just hope he gets the ball, right? There's not a guy on there. So you have to start. But the biggest thing for this team that we're going to talk about is consistency and fast starts. That's the vital thing. And of course, we're going to go over the keys to beating Auburn. But first, this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The winter games are on, and there's no better way to follow them than with a bet on FanDuel. FanDuel, play your game. Now, for this basketball team, consistency was a killer of any momentum that this team had against Oklahoma on Saturday. They got off to probably one of the worst second worst starts, because I think that Arkansas game was probably one of the most horrific starts I've ever seen to a game. They just laid down from the opening tip-off. Against Oklahoma really just kind of took it out to them. They fought and clawed back, and then they just kept losing control of the game because they weren't very consistent. Against Arkansas, they just flat out got punched in the mouth, and they just didn't know what to do. They were shell-shocked. I guess this team has never been hit like that. But consistency is the biggest part to a fast start. And a fast start, a sharper start, all of that is vital for the success of this team, because this team, from what I've gathered from watching them, especially in conference play, this team really gathers their confidence with how they start. This team starts fast. It's going to be trouble for the opponent. They're going to start hitting threes with Tyler Nickel. They're going to start, Tyler Tanner's going to get to the bucket early and often, but he scores anyway. That dude just scores, right? But then you have guys like Jalen Washington getting in on the action. You have A.K. Okirke getting in on the action. You have Devin McLaughlin getting in the action on both ends of the court, defense and offense. He's blocking shots. He's getting rebounds. He's knocking down threes. He's dunking. He's doing a lot of things. You've got guys coming off the bench contributing like Chandler Bing, Mike James, Tyler Harris. When you have Duke Miles healthy, which I'm not sure if he's going to be back against Auburn, you have like him taking it to the bucket too. Like you're able to rotate your front court guys more when Duke Miles is in the lineup. Frankie Collins is somebody that I think he's been cleared medically, but he's just not quite there yet. But hopefully he will get cleared soon. So there's a lot of things. Consistency with the lineup. It's been a depleted lineup, so consistency has found its way to be very difficult. But I think consistency has lied within shot selection. I think against Oklahoma, they were pressing a little bit and trying to hit shots and trying to score, which I know that seems odd to say. But like sometimes in those situations, the harder you try, the worse you do. And I think they were overthinking. They were making bad passes. They were rushing shots, taking bad shots. They weren't getting rebounds. And Oklahoma thrived on that. Oklahoma took full advantage of that. And honestly, from the feedback that I got from the few Oklahoma people that I know, Jay Smith and John Williams over at Locked On Sooners. I teach with a guy that's an Oklahoma fan. Like, none of them said that Vanderbilt should even come close to losing this game. That drove my prediction. And, well, see where that went. So consistency is key. Nickel wasn't able to hit any shots. Tyler Tanner didn't score till like almost 7 minutes into the game. Like, what are we doing there? Like, that can't happen. And that's the number one key. Get out of the gates fast and sharp. Tanner needs to score early and easy buckets. And that's kind of the biggest thing. So we'll talk about the other two keys when we come back. But man, it's going to be about just getting going early, just waking up and hitting shots, getting Tanner to score a bucket within the first minute or two of the game. Like, that's what's going to get this team into a rhythm. We'll talk about all of that. We'll talk about the rest of what you need against Auburn next. FanDuel, yeah, football is over for now. But the winter games are here, and that's fun. And if you're anything like us, you're in for locking in for events only you see on the biggest stage every 4 years. And that's why following the winter games on FanDuel just makes sense. From medal counts to individual events to finding your angle on the sports you care about most, FanDuel gives you more ways to stay connected to the action. You have curling. Those things, they start slow, they somehow get intense fast. Speed skating, they're decided by inches. Hockey games are just, about hockey games. They're intense. Even niche events become must-watch when you're fully locked into the competition. FanDuel keeps the entire Olympic experience engaging from start to finish. The Winter Games are on, and there's no better way to follow them than with FanDuel. FanDuel, play your game. Wayfair. Wayfair is the new year is here. And it's the perfect time to reset your routine and refresh your space. If you're spending more time at home, you might as well love the way it looks and the way it feels. That's why you should turn to Wayfair. It's the one-stop shop for getting your home back on track. From bedding and mattresses to storage solutions for every room, Wayfair makes it easy to start the year fresh. Wayfair has everything you need for a full home refresh all in one place. Whether you're updating your living room, organizing your space, or upgrading your work from home setup, Wayfair's huge selection makes it easy to find exactly what works for your style and your budget. I picked up new bedding and accent pillows from Wayfair, and it completely changed how my bedroom feels. It's cleaner, it's calmer, and it's more put together. I love how I can find the pieces that match my style without spending a fortune. Shopping is easy, delivery is smooth, and everything arrives exactly as expected. So it honestly made us getting back into the routine this new year feel a lot more manageable. So get organized, refreshed, back on track this new year for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. All right, the Everydayers Club, make sure you join it. LockedOnVandy.supercast.com for everything you need. If you're an everydayer, just level up. Ad-free audio, members-only access to the Discord channel, all of that is right there, ready for you if you want to subscribe. LockedOnVandy.supercast.com. Make sure you're getting in on the action. It's so much fun. It really is. It's you get in this Discord channel, and you get to chat with other SEC fans. You get to represent Vanderbilt. Like, there's a lot of benefits there. It's a lot of fun, honestly. I've been having fun there a little bit. And, just chatting with everybody and just kind of giving that Vanderbilt perspective, which is very misunderstood. So make sure you join in on that. $5 a month, $50 annually if you choose that route. It's really, really worth it. So join the Everydayers Club today. Thanks for making Locked On Vandy your first listen each and every day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for making Locked On number one. Now, if you need a second listen on the network, Locked On SEC, place to go. Chris Gordy, phenomenal job. So, against Auburn, Here's the keys. Come out of the gates fast. Come out of the gates sharp. Tyler Tanner needs early and easy buckets, and he needs to get in a rhythm. And I think if the team sees him get into the rhythm, they will follow suit. Now, one thing against Alabama was Auburn struggled to defend the three. And that became a problem. Guess who the top three-point shooter is in the SEC? If you said Tyler Nickel, you're correct. He's the leading three-point shooter. He's the best three-point shooter in the league, and he is outstanding from behind the arc. So make sure if you're Vanderbilt basketball, you got to get the ball to him. You've got to let him shoot. You've got to get him red hot. Also, Keyshawn Murphy, Keyshawn Hall, the front court, and guard Tahad Pettiford is going to be tough to defend. You have to find answers for them. This is a front court where you're at a disadvantage. And this is not a thing that you need to try to get into a front court war with them. I think if you're going to beat Auburn, you have to just find a way to erase that disadvantage. You have to find a way to make sure that everything else becomes an advantage. How do you do that? You hit threes with Tyler Nickel. You get to the rim with Tyler Tanner. You try to find some way to get enough rebounds to keep it even enough to where this is not a full front court advantage for Auburn. You have to erase those things. You have to run. You have to play tenacious. You have to play a different style of basketball. And you got to move the ball. And that's going to be the biggest key for that. So, I'm excited about this team. I've always been excited about this team. I didn't love how they started against Oklahoma. That was probably very, very just inconsistent, soft at the beginning. You wake up, you find a way back into it. You almost win it, honestly. And like I said from the jump, if you just played 8 great minutes, you probably win that game. No matter how bad you started in the first 36 minutes, if you would have started your rally about 4 minutes earlier, you're winning that game. And you're winning it comfortably, somewhat comfortably. You're winning it with some pad. So, that being said, this is going to be a tough matchup on the road at Auburn. It was going to be a tough matchup if you were playing well. If you would have won that game by 30 points on Saturday, this was going to be a tough game. It didn't matter. Auburn's a great team. They're a great home team, and they've just lost 2 in a row. They're motivated. They are hungry. So what's my prediction? I'm really, really not sure what my prediction is, but I think Vanderbilt can win this game. I think they can win this game if they shoot well from behind the arc. I think that might be the biggest key, and just try to as best as you can erase or neutralize or just even equalize the front court disadvantage that you're going to be at. Like, Auburn's better in the front court than you are. That's just the reality of it. It's going to be like that for most of your games remaining. So you just got to find ways around it. Got to get creative. So with that, this is the Locked On Vandy podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for joining. Thank you for making this show part of your day. Make sure you join the Everydayer Club. You don't want to miss that. You really don't. So make sure you do that as well. Until next time, anchor down. Peace.